It was 55 years ago when Quinnipiac College moved its campus to Hamden, Connecticut, and a lot's changed since then. Now a sprawling university with multiple campuses, Quinnipiac has been a staple of the area for decades and has impacted its host town in many ways since it started. But a question to ask is, what is the relationship between this private university and a town of over 60,000 people? How do both school administrators and government officials communicate? Bethany Zemba, Vice President for Strategy and Community Relations and Chief of Staff at Quinnipiac, provides an answer from the university about what the school's priorities are in this big relationship.
It's about the continuous conversation and really a lot of listening as well, as far as what are the needs of the town of Hamden and the town of North Haven and how we can be an asset to that town. I do believe that what's good for Hamden's good for Quinnipiac and vice versa. And so I think a lot of times we can work in collaboration and in conjunction to be strong partners.
According to Zemba, one of the more specific ways where Quinnipiac and Hamden collaborate is with off-campus students who live within the Hamden community.
We have an off-campus housing task force, and that task force was created about 3 years ago with the explicit goal of holding our students to the same expectations off campus as we do on campus. We all get together once a month and we talk through issues and we find solutions to those issues. And I think it's worked really, really well. And I have to say that I've gotten nothing but support both from our university and from the town in addressing issues.
With these official get-togethers, some might think that the relationship is rigid and cold, though Hamden Mayor Lauren Garrett assures that a lot of the communication is much more close and personal.
President Olian and I will call each other. We'll set up meetings. Bethany Zemba and I communicate and set up meetings. It's a lot more personal, I would say. We just communicate with each other.
Mayor Garrett also said that since she took office last November, she wants to make sure that the relationship grows even warmer.
At times, it's been contentious. My predecessor has not been great about communicating with QU. I think that has set up, kind of some boundaries. But we've talked through a lot of that. We communicate about ways in which the town and the university can work together.
The communication between the two parties has even influenced university policy over the years, including a new rule for students that is finally coming into effect this year.
One of the things that we heard from the town of Hamden is that they would like to see more students residing on campus. And so it was at that time that we instituted a 3-year on-campus living requirement. We think it's really good for our students as well. And so that will come to fruition this year. The students who were first-year students will now be becoming juniors this fall, and so they'll be moving onto campus.
Town and school officials are not the only ones making a big impact on Hamden. Thousands of students live on and off Quinnipiac's big campuses, meaning that despite the official relationship, there are many reasons to consider Hamden a proper college town. One student had a positive view of how Hamden is as a student.
We have a mix of college students that live everywhere. We also have Quinnipiac, University of New Haven. So we do have a well-diverse community here. And that's why I believe personally that we could be considered a college town.
Meanwhile, Michael Dwyer, general manager at the Micro Depot restaurant, noted how the presence of students helps his business and others.
As soon as Quinnipiac's back, everybody knows, it's just every street's filled, every restaurant you'll see Quinnipiac students in. It's definitely more so in the most recent years has turned into a college town.
Not every student has a positive view of living off campus, however, noting how Hamden lacks a lot of activities for students to enjoy.
There is nothing to do here in Hamden. The only place to get food, the only thing to do is go to McDonald's past 10 p.m. here. It is definitely not a college town in that sense.
However, Mayor Garrett believes the school is overall a big benefit to Hamden, and that many things might be different without it.
There are a lot of benefits for Hamden. First of all, the student population really, I think there's a focus on being members of the community. And so we've seen a lot of students as volunteers with our schools, picking up garbage. A lot of the residents of Hamden are employed at QU. So when QU is doing very well, it means that Hamden can do well as well. So it's important for us to have this relationship succeed and it's important for QU to be a positive force in Hamden.
The relationship continues to evolve between Quinnipiac and Hamden. And with new expansion projects coming from Quinnipiac, along with the policy to bring more students back to campus instead of living off of it, it seems there will never be a dull moment to be found in Hamden. Reporting for QNN, I'm Luca Triant.